And this is just in. Canada's budget watchdog is out with a new report saying he expects the upcoming fall budget to reveal a sharp increase to the annual deficit. Interim Parliamentary Budget Officer Jason Jacques says the deficit is likely to rise to $68.5 billion, up from $51.7 last year. Today's report acts as a baseline estimate of the government's finances ahead of the Liberals' fall budget November 4th.
When you look at the deficit of Canada, a large part of that is in response to what has happened, not by choice, but we had to be there for workers. If you're in the auto sector, the steel industry, in the forestry industry, you expect your government to be there. You also expect the government to be there to shift the economy. So we need to be shifting our industry for the economy of the future and at the same time building partnerships. So Canadians understand that what we're saying is that we're going to spend less so we can invest more.
With me now is Doc Cochrane, Senior Economist at the Canadian Labour Congress. Good morning. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Marcia.
Okay, so put this into perspective for us. Give us your takeaways. Is this good? Is this bad? Please,
I mean,
explain.
It's never good to see a sharp increase in the projected deficit, but we also need to keep these big numbers in context. We can't fall into mega numerophobia. We have a $3 trillion economy. And so in historical context, yes, this is large, but it's not wildly outside of norms, especially at a time of crisis. And we face multiplying crises that require government leadership. So we need to see government spending, and cuts like the Carney government has been indicating are coming are actually the wrong way to go to respond to this issue.
The wrong way to go?
Absolutely the wrong way to go. The private sector is pulling back. It's not investing like we need it to. It's not hiring like we need it to. And it has long been understood among economists that when the private sector starts pulling back, you need the public sector to step up. You need it to create effective demand to keep the economy going. And that will actually help the private sector as well by creating demand for its products. So the right kinds of investments will not only give us more housing infrastructure, more healthcare infrastructure, it will also increase economic activity beyond that investment.
So what does this mean for the upcoming budget then, DT?
I think that it will be used as ammunition to justify the cuts that Carney has said he wants to make. He has warned Canadians that this will be an austerity budget. And the last time the government imposed austerity, all it did was extend the pain of the economic doldrums that we were in. And it will be even worse this time if the government does not make adequate investment where it will help Canadians and boost effective demand within the economy.
How and where, DT?
Well, the things that I mentioned already, I've heard that Prime Minister Carney loves the multiplier effect. And so this is the fact that each dollar of spending can have more than a dollar of economic benefit. And one of the biggest multiplier effects come from spending on housing. So by building more homes, not only do we get those homes, but we also get all of the economic activity associated with that, all of the workers that are hired, then all of the demand that they create, spending their incomes. So let's see a much bigger buildup of our homes. Let's see a much bigger investment in healthcare, in education. These have long-term positive economic effects. And that's what's needed in this moment. And that's what's needed going into the future.
So lastly, let me ask you then, because we hear the minister refer to this as a transformational or generational budget, what does that say to you?
Well, unfortunately, given everything we know about Prime Minister Carney, his beliefs, his commitment to the free market, I don't think we're going to see the kind of transformational budget we actually need. We need to see the federal government showing leadership on economic policy instead of continuing to double down on the idea that the free market knows best. So what will this actually look like? It will remain to be seen. I'm not hopeful that we're going to get the kind of spending where we need it at the scale we need it.
All right. Well, we'll book you for November 4th. Thank you very much. D.T. Cochrane is a senior economist with the Canadian Labour Congress.